Hello, BookTube. I've got a tiny bit of mail for you today. A very overcast day, constantly threatening rain. Sprinkles of rain, nothing like the 3 feet of rain that Florida is getting today. But still, sprinkles of rain, enough so that a certain someone is looking all squinty-eyed every time we go outside because she wonders, are we going to be able to do a walk in this? Is it raining too hard for me? Uh, Also, it's dark as twilight here. It has been all day, and that just makes my little dog droopy, and that makes me droopy. So she comes alive in the sunlight. So it's a depressing day, and it's a depressing mail haul because we have two packages to look at, and they are both tiny. I am pre-disappointed. I am pre-disappointed in what we're going to be looking at today. No idea what it is, but neither one of these things can be more than 150 pages. And what good can happen in 150 pages? So let's see if I'm right. Let's see what's going on with this first one. Oh, well, all right, all right. The new speed record. Maybe I'm wrong. So this is February. So again, I don't need to worry about it. I am interested in it, but I don't think I'll be reading it before then. This is the new Kaylin Wink novel. This is Beartooth. Do I have a picture of our author? About the author. Is he still a wildlife guide? He lives in Livingston, Montana, where he has a fly fishing guide on the Yellowstone River. Yes, okay. Do we have a picture of him? He has cheekbones. Yes, he has cheekbones. And I have a checkered history with reviewing his work. So let's see. This is Beartooth, his new book. What a joy it is to have the privilege of publishing a writer as fine as Kaylin Wink. Well, a publicist can say that. That's actually fairly honest. His debut novel, August, was longlisted for the Center for Fiction's first novel prize, called Exceptional by Ron Rash and Beguiling by Booklist. His debut story collection, Dog Run Moon, was a PEN Hemingway Award honorable mention recipient and shortlisted for the Dylan Thomas Prize. Didn't do that well by Steve. The New York Times compared it to Tom McGuane, Jim Harrison, Joy Williams, and the last of which said, Wink seems to know well the stratagems and delusions of men's hearts. And the same could be said about his gripping literary suspense novel, Beartooth, which comes out in February. It is a taut, propulsive tale that sits neatly on a shelf with the masterworks of S.A. Cosby, Philip Meyer, and Donald Ray Pollock. You can just rattle off the masterpieces of those three, can't you? Let's see here. Imagine you're down on your luck. Medical bills from your father's untimely passing are impossible to repay. Your house needs fixing. It is threatened with repossession, and your only income is from selling firewood door to door to people who can't always pay. Then imagine a known killer approaches you with an unusual proposition that could make all your problems disappear if you can pull off a dangerous feat on federally protected land. This magnetic and gripping literary adventure novel will immerse you deep into the Absaroka Beartooth wilderness at the fringes of Yellowstone National Park, where the brothers Hazen and Thad are trying to hold everything together. Thad, the elder, is more capable of engaging with things like truck registration or the leak in the roof. Hazen is different, more instinctual, deeply in tune with the natural world. Okay, so those are going to be the two brothers in this book. I am all for it. I have a checkered history with this author, but I'm perfectly willing to try again, perfectly willing to try a new book. So we will see. So that's a novel, contemporary fiction, coming out next year. I won't be getting to it anytime soon. And then we have the second package, which is also tiny. How long is Beartooth? PubSheet says it's 250 pages. And then we have this thing. I guess these felt smaller than they actually are. This is also 250 pages. Let's see. Let's see what we have for this next one. Another paperback, another advanced copy. This could also be a 2025 release. This is 2025. This is by Vidyan Ravithiran, and it is Asian/Other, Life, Poems, and the Problem of Memoir. Asian slash other. I'm going to block the bean there. She's moping, but she's cute even when she mopes. So this is a perceptive, discursive exploration of poetry, race, and otherness from one of the most promising new voices in criticism. There's so much wrong with that one sentence. The author, a Sri Lankan Tamil English poet, second-generation immigrant, explores the feelings of being an outsider both on the page and in life. Where did he go? Where did he go? He's a Sri Lankan Tamil English poet and second-generation immigrant. So he's not an outsider here anymore. If by immigrant you mean he immigrated here, his people immigrated here 2 generations ago, then he's not an outsider here. So where is he an outsider? Where did he go? Maybe we'll be told that. Discussing the civil rights history of the South Asians within the UK. Oh, okay, so did he go, he came to America and then he went to the UK? As well as their placelessness in the US. Well, no, you're not placeless if you're second generation in America. You're not placeless if that's true. I am second generation in America, so you're not second generation if you're placeless. You're not placeless if you're second generation. So now I'm all confused here. The author leaps adventurously between memoir and criticism, offering astute close readings of poets such as Tennyson, the Tamil poet Charan, Salma Sharif, and Sharon Olds. He writes about Sri Lanka, intergenerational trauma, pandemic parenting in an autism family, relationships shaped by the internet, growing up with a speech impediment and being sent by one's aspirational brown parents to speech lessons, and the relative invisibility of South Asians in Western television and film. This electric, compelling hybrid memoir examines the wider relationships among culture, race, and self. Okay, all right. It sounds like it's going to be 250 pages of bootless complaining, but I won't know until next year. But what about the author? The author was born in Leeds to Sri Lankan Tamils. No. If he's second generation, then he was born in Leeds to English people. He now teaches at Harvard University. Okay, poor disadvantaged thing. He's written 2 collections of poetry and a work of literary criticism about Elizabeth Bishop, and he lives in Massachusetts. Okay. All right. Okay. So you were born in Leeds, and you now teach, you live in Massachusetts, and you teach at Harvard University. Okay. So after the age of 8 years old, let's be generous and say 8 years old. I might go as late as 5, but let's say 8 years old. After the age of 8 years old, have you ever heard a single negative word about yourself spoken by anyone in any context ever? I'd be willing to bet the answer to that question is no, in which case I had better not have a book here of bootless complaining. I'd better not have that. But no, it's extremely marketable to be an outsider. So those are our 2 books, and it turns out that it wasn't as light a mail haul as I was thinking, but it is utterly irrelevant to me. These both take place past the Terminator. They both take place in the new year, so they're not of any interest to me. I won't be interacting with them in any way. So maybe they'll be of interest to you. Either one of them. Are you also of very distant South Asian descent like this author, or have you read any Caelan Wink? He used to write what I used to refer to as hic noir, and I don't know what his new book will be like. The last book that he wrote, the one previous to this, showed a lot of growth, I thought. So if that's continued, it could be, both of them could be very interesting, but they don't involve me, unfortunately, because they're next year. So I was hoping for some finished copies for this year, but maybe that's not going to happen today. I don't think. As I have a feeling it's going to rain more today, not less. So I doubt that there'll be much going on in the neighborhood, but there'll be mail tomorrow. So I'll wrap this up for now, and I will see you then. Thank you, BookTube.